Let's get ready for a baby shower. I am already prepped. I have on my Dermatology SPF Tinted Moisturizer. I primed with my Dermatology #1 primer. I always spray my complexion with my Tower 28 SOS Rescue Spray. I really enjoy this stuff, especially in the summertime. Keep it in the refrigerator. Thank me later. And my eyes are prepped with my Glam Light Icing Eye Base. I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This also has an SPF of 25 in it. This is shade 465. I like to work from the back of my hand so that I do not deposit too much product onto the complexion, especially having more mature skin and dry skin. I'm going to go in with a brush and kind of pull down, load up my brush evenly. I like to start where I need the coverage at, which is through here. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, just unevenness. I have rosacea. I have a lot of acne scarring, things like that. So I start here with pouncing, pressing motions, and kind of push the product into the skin. I avoid the direct under eye. Again, for me, less is more. My little mantra is less is more. If we are mature, honey, of course, do what makes you feel like the best version of yourself. I'm very careful about how much product I put in my smile lines as well. And of course, I'm matching my foundation to my body, not to my face. Just FYI on that. I'm going to pick up a little bit more and do the perimeter of my complexion as well. And here you can see up close the before and the after. Has a beautiful medium coverage. You can build it up if you want to. Again, this is enough for me. It is more of a soft matte formulation. Definitely not luminous or dewy at all. But for me, because it is so hot here and so muggy here, and I'm a fluffy little bitch, you know what I'm saying? I have to make sure that I wear something that's a little bit more matte. But it's not so matte that it's stripping me of all moisture. It doesn't feel dry or tight or anything like that. So I'm going to finish up the other side, and I will BRB. Then my very last step is to take whatever tiny little residual amount is left, and I'm very gently going to bring that to the under eye. I try not to put a lot of product there at all. Then I'm going to dive into brows. I'm going to go in with the Real Her I Am Strong Brow Pencil and the NYX Thick It Stick It. I just love that name. This is in the shade Brunette. I typically do not use a spoolie in here, but I forgot to set mine out, and my mirror is way over here, so we're just going to go with what we have in front of us today, y'all. I am growing my brows out, so y'all don't come for me, okay? Y'all don't come for mama. Look, the damn 90s, y'all. That's all I got to say. I'm just going to blame the 90s from here on out. And I'm going to do what I like to call my half brow. And all that is I'm just going to fill in this little section through here. I'm not messing with the front portion. I'm not messing with the top portion. I'm not aiming for like a super structured brow, if you will. It is 91 degrees outside, and I want to look cute and put together, but I'm not aiming for a full-on beat, if that makes any sense. Then the NYX Thick It Stick It. I really love this because it offers like a thickening effect. It has the little fibers in it. I love the shade of this, and it has enough hold without being kind of crunchy and weird, which is definitely not good in the summertime. So you can see not a huge difference, but enough to make me look like I'm put together. Let me do the other side. I'll be right back. Next up, I'm going into the Westman Atelier Contour Stick in Biscuit. It's a little mini, but it packs a punch, and it's definitely worth the price in my personal opinion. I'm going to go above where my ear line is, and I like to keep it super, super small and keep it very far back under the lips so we look a little bit more plump and juicy. And then just a little tiny bit up toward the hairline, keeping it again very high and very close to my hairline. I'm going to go in with a firm brush. I'm going to pick a little tiny bit up, tap the excess off. I'm going to follow the hollow of my eye. And then I'm just going to follow it straight down. And it should mimic just a shadow. It shouldn't be overwhelming. As you can see, it's not too different from where we started from. I find that this is the perfect undertone and the perfect level of depth and coolness to achieve a nice contoured or sculpting effect on my skin tone. And you can see it is almost undetectable, but I kind of know that it's there, and once everything is complete, it's going to look really beautiful. Now I'm going to go in and set. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Translucent Setting Powder. With me having very dry skin, I avoid powder typically at all cost. I'm going in with my Trigwell Cosmetics Puff, but this powder is so incredibly like finely milled, very, very soft, very smoothing. I'm going to do a tiny bit, again, not going in the direct under eye. And then I'm going to set the entire complexion with this very, very lightly. I also like to add, I know it sounds crazy, I like to add a tiny bit, like whatever residual amount is left, into my brows. It doesn't make them look crazy or anything like that. It honestly just gives me a little bit more wear time for the brows. Next up, I'm highlighting with the LYS Beauty Aim High highlighter in the shade Brave or Champagne. I'm going in with a nice open fluffy brush. And I like to do this because for me personally, it looks a little bit less textured and everything kind of blends in a little bit better together if I go in with highlighter first. Next up, I'm going in with another big open fluffy brush. I'm going in with the Ofra Cosmetics Charm Your Cheeks palette. And I'm going to go in between these two shades right here very, very lightly because they are incredibly pigmented. And I'm going to start up at the top part, again, closer to my hairline, keeping it nice and high. This is also a really good tip, too, if you are testing a product for the first time and you don't know quite how pigmented it is. If you kind of start up here and then you lay your hair back down, you're not really going to see it, you know what I mean? So you can kind of get away with things maybe turning out a little bit more patchy or a little bit more muddy, and it still looks really beautiful. So I really like mixing these two shades together. And then you can also see the beautiful gradient between our little tiny bit of contour and then our highlight and then kind of the blush and bronzed shade kind of together. A little bit on the nose. You do not have to do that. Put it where you want to put it at. And then I do want to add just a little bit through here. I am wearing a dress that is pretty low cut, so that is why I'm taking a little bit of extra time on my décolletage today, darlings. And for my eyes, I'm going to go in with the Gourmande Girls Night Shade Palette. I am wearing navy blue, so I thought I would just go in, honestly, and do like the lilac shade. Maybe pop this in the inner corner and then do one of the lilacs and just do like a very soft purple look. So I'm going in with a very fluffy open brush. And I'm going to rock this in my crease. And on my lips, I have my Too Faced Lip Injection Maximum Plump. I honestly will probably just use this. I don't like a whole lot of lip products. I'd rather wear like lip oils or lip treatments. So that's why you're not going to see me do a bold lip or anything like that. Plus, most likely we'll be eating appetizers and things. So yeah. And then just with my finger, I think I'm going to go into Dream shade. It's a little bit more kind of sparkly. And I'm going to put this all over. You could go in with a tacky base here if you wanted to. I don't feel like it's necessary. And this is, as you can see, incredibly easy, but look how impactful that is. It is absolutely stunning. Then I'm going to go in the inner corner just with my pinky finger with the shade Enchanter, and it is a beautiful icy white, but it has a lot of like translucent like pinky blue properties to it. It is incredible. It's one of my favorite shades in this palette. That is literally it. Then I'm going to go in and set with the Illamasqua Hydra Setting Spray. I'm finishing this up. And I like to do my setting spray prior to putting on my mascara. You could definitely blow this out. You could do something on the lower lash line. Again, I'm going just for something very soft. It kind of looks just really pretty and ethereal to me, so, you know, I like it. Setting spray, a good amount. And then before it dries down all the way, I'm going to go in with a beauty sponge. And I am going to tap very lightly, like I'm barely tapping. I'm going to tap all the way around. And what this does, especially if you have dry skin, but this works for anybody, it just kind of takes everything down a little bit. It makes everything look a little bit less powdery, a little less dusty, a little less chalky. and it kind of sets everything into place and makes everything become one with the skin as opposed to kind of sitting on top of the skin. I'm going to finish up with some Better Than Sex mascara and then throw a headband on and we're done. All right, here is our look. I was going to wear my hair just naturally wavy today and leave it completely down, but I'm a fan of a headband. I think it's a really cute accessory. I think it's a way to kind of amp up a look, keep your hair out of your face, and still be cute. What do y'all think?